Robinson, and I want to welcome you to another offering of Protocol Evolution. What we did with the first one, I'm still amazed at the amount of tips, tricks, just the sheer amount of takeaways that we offered the viewer to help them propel themselves onto having a stellar life. The belief always is that life is supposed to be stellar, filled with joy, happiness, no regrets from the minute we are born, the moment we're born, until that moment when we cease to exist on this planet of existence. Life is meant to be stellar. Don't let anyone tell you differently. So what I wanted to do with this offering of Protocol Evolution was I wanted to switch it up. I wanted to evolve it a little bit. I wanted to pinpoint a certain aspect of life that many of us have gone through. Maybe some of you are going through it right now. And I came up with this concept, strangely enough, from watching, for like the 100th time, one of my favorite movies, Wanted. And as I came to the ending of the movie, great movie, I said, the reason why I like this movie so much is because it resonates with something inside of me. And I had gone through a stage where I felt I was living my life for everyone else, everyone except myself. I was not reaching my full potential, and I went over this a little bit in our first offering where I talked about the life-changing event. I wanted to reclaim my life. I had become tired of people just chipping away at me and using and taking what they can utilize for themselves and throwing the rest away, not helping me evolve, not helping me grow, just taking what they wanted. And I said to myself, how do we go about reclaiming the life that we are destined to have? Reclaiming the goals and the dreams and the aspirations. How do we reclaim that while people are chipping away at us, leaving a million pieces trying to reform ourselves? Now, we could take the route of Wanted, but that would be illegal in most of the world, and there was just a lot of violence. And I really don't approve of that. But what we're going to do here with this offering of Protocol Evolution is we are going to once again, we're going to describe the things that break us down and then show you ways that you can build yourself back up so that you can proceed on to having a stellar life. I know I say that a lot, but it's important. It's important that we always realize that life is indeed to be stellar. I'm droning on a lot during the intro, mainly because I'm super excited about what we are about to draw from this, what we're about to help others with. If you have watched the first video and you have enjoyed it and you took some takeaways and you walked away with some great tips, all I'm going to ask you to do is share it with someone else. Just pass it on. And this is how we help each other evolve. This is how we help each other reach that stellar level. But enough droning on. Let me move straight and direct into the content. So let's get started. Let me just give you this disclaimer before we even begin. This is going to take some work. If you are at the stage right now where you are trying to reclaim your life, to reclaim the magnificence that is you, before you let people chip away and, in all honesty, tear you down, break you apart, it's going to take work. If you are to the point, because you're watching this, you saw something in the outline of what this is about, and you said, hey, listen, let me continue on this path. Maybe this guy can help a little bit. If that's the case, it's still going to take some work. All I'm offering here is tips, tricks, concepts, if you will, that have helped me regain myself. Now, in all honesty, there's a lot of little pieces still out there. It's a constant battle because the world is like a constant sandstorm. It erodes at you. Negative people constantly chip away at you. And you may not notice at first, but if you put a statue in the middle of a year-long sandstorm, no, the first moment you're not going to notice anything. First few minutes you probably won't notice anything, depending on the severity of the sandstorm. But come back a week later, you're going to notice some erosion. You're going to notice that that statue has been beat upon by the constant barrage of sand hitting it. Come back a month later, you're going to see even more going. You come back a year later, there might only be just a small amount of that statue left because it has been beat upon constantly by the sand. And for us as positive people, you will notice that negative people constantly beat upon us. We're like a beacon. We stand out and they attack us constantly. Now, it's not like it's warfare or like that video game Mortal Kombat, but at the same time, it wears at you, it drains you, it takes away your energy, your stamina. But there are ways that we can rebuild, that we can recharge that, and that's what this is all about. And just to leap into the first thing that we have to do to reclaim or take back our existence is we have to, drum roll please, get out of our own way. That's the reason why I said all this stuff before. Because sometimes we do essentially get in our way. We expect something to be easy and it's not easy. And then we say, you know, I don't have time for this. You have essentially gotten in your own way. We go out there and we make all these great plans of how we're going to do anything from start our business, do our first painting, or take over the world. Say, you know what, this is going to be more work than I expected. Let me just put this off for a few days and think about it. You've essentially gotten in your own way. We want that perfect relationship. We want that person in our life that will be our teammate, will be our partner, will help us through anything, and we will help them through anything. And that person appears to you, and you look at them, him or her, and you say to yourself, this is going to be hard work. I'm just going to fall back for a second. I'm not ready for a relationship yet. You've essentially gotten in your own way. We get in, more than we allow other people to get in our way, we get in our own way. We stop ourselves with no friction, nothing to hold us back. We just stop because we overthink things. We're not that child anymore that just jumps into the deep end of the pool and realizes after the fact, hey, listen, I'm not that good of a swimmer. But we just do it. Like that tagline for that famous company. That's what we did. We say, hey, I'm just going to do it. But when we become adults, for some strange reason, fear plays a big part. And once you allow fear to take over, once you let fear to creep into your mind, into your mindset, you've actually gotten into your own way. Now, don't get me wrong, certain things you do have to take time. Certain things take time. It's one of the laws of the universe, time. Some things do, but for the most part, the things that are important to us as sentient beings on this plane of existence, we should just go out and do it. And I mean that on a positive note. But if you have a dream, or if you have a goal, if you want to do something, if you want to start something, if you want to create something, if you want to talk to someone, just do it. Get out of your own way. Picture it as you standing in front of you, and every time you move this way, you move this way, and every time you move this way, you move this way. You're blocking yourself. You're blocking it. Stop doing that to yourself. Just go out there and do it. That's the first step to reclaim your life. Don't go out there and find 1,000 reasons why something shouldn't be done. Just find the one reason why it should be done. Go out there and do it. Go out there and do it. And that leads me to the next thing that I want to talk about things that basically stop us from reclaiming the life that the universe basically had, or your higher power. What was planned for you? There was a plan for you. You were supposed to go out there and do something. But you had to get out your own way, and then this thing just trips us up every time. So let's talk about this. Now, the thing that we're going to talk about right now falls into kind of sort of the getting in your own way. But what you do is you ask for outside interference for people to get in your way. Let me start off this way. When was the last time that an eagle has swooped down from the sky, sat down outside your window, tapped with his wing and said, you know, I'm really thinking about this whole flying, soaring high above the treetops, being a predator. What's your feelings on that? Do you think I should do it? Or next time you're walking to the store, a lion just trots up next to you and says, hey, listen, hate to bother you, but I'm really thinking about, just hunting. Just running around real fast, catching stuff. Maybe being with a pride of lions. I don't know. What's your take on it? Or maybe you're just looking out the window and the bird just comes up, walks up and says, hey, listen, for the longest, I have been thinking about flying. Just flying around, just, doing nothing, flying around, catching worms, catching bugs. I'm really thinking that this is what I should be doing. What's your viewpoint? These are all things, even if animals could talk, that will never happen. Because these are all things that are ingrained in that animal's DNA. They know they can do it. They don't need anyone or any other animal to validate that they can do this. The same thing with us. If you have the dying urge to write a book, just do it. Just go ahead and do it. Okay? Look, worst case scenario, it doesn't turn out the way that you want it to turn out. So you write another one, or at least you gave it a shot and you did it. Bucket list checked off. You wrote a book. It may not be the best book in the world, but hey, you wrote it. Why does anyone else have to get involved in that thought process? Are they going to write the book for you? Are they going to jump in your mind and do it? You want to change careers. It's been on your mind. In fact, you want to run your own business. That's what you want to do. Is somebody else going to do all the hard work for you? Wouldn't it be easier just to go ahead and start running your own business? Intelligently, of course. You still got to eat. You still got to have shelter. You still got to have clothes on your back. But you can start the process. Why do you need someone else to validate what is inside of you to do? I have someone very close to me, and I tell this person this constantly. She will want to do something, and my response would be, just do it. And then a day later, she's telling me that, I spoke to this person, they said this, and this person said this, and that. And I just look at her and I was like, why do you seek validation for what's inside of you to do? The reality of the matter, why this is so important, where, as I described, that it's like you're asking someone to help you doubt. Because for every one person that is in your corner, every one person that has your best interest in mind, for every one person that actually really wants to see you get ahead and live your dreams, there's 2 or 3 other people that just don't want to see you get any further than what they expect, or they don't want to see you get far at all. This may be done consciously, it may be done subconsciously, it may be done with malice, it might not be done with malice. However, the outcome is always the same if you ask these people to validate what you can or want to do. Again, the eagle just does it. Doesn't ask any questions, doesn't think about it, doesn't wake up in the morning and say, was everybody supposed to fly? Was this really part of the plan? No, it just does it. This is what I do. And this is the attitude that you have to take. This is part of reclaiming your life. This is part of reclaiming your existence. So many people will chip away at you. So many people will tear you down. They will tear you literally apart if given the chance. Yes, there are a few people out there that, like I said, do have your best interests in mind. Treasure those people. But you still don't need their validation. What I like to do is, I do it. I go ahead, do it. Get it done. And then I ask them what they think about it. It's done already. There was no way that Once I started to do it, I got out of my own way. Once I was in the process, I didn't ask people to, hey, help me get in my own way. I just did it. Now, if it's awesome, great. If they love it, great. If they hate it, still, it's done. It's done. Bucket list. Boop. Checked off. This is so important, is whenever you're doing something positive, whenever you're doing something that's positive, that's inside of you to do, it's always the best way. Again, we're reclaiming our life here. It's always the best practice is to just go ahead and do it. I think we've talked enough about validation. It's bringing back conversations, that I had with that person where I'm like, hey, listen, just who cares what they think? If you're going to do it, you're going to do it. They're not going to do it for you. Just do it. And that's really the whole, I guess, my whole concept on seeking validation. But we've still got a whole life to reclaim. So I'm thinking now is a good time to move on to the next concept, subject, things that get in our way. Let's talk about the next biggie, avoiding obstacles. Like road bumps. Like you're on a highway doing 70 miles an hour, and then it's like you get a sign that says 2 feet, road bump ahead. Really, who does that? So let's talk obstacles. They are all over the place, whether they be man-made, natural. Obstacles are just there. There's nothing we can do about it. We'll always come across an obstacle. You can be mountain climbing and there'll be a huge big log there. But here's the deal. We just move it out the way. Part of the problem, part of the thing that will hold us back from reclaiming our life is that we focus on the obstacle. Not on getting the obstacle out the way. We focus on the obstacle. We just stop and stare at the obstacle like, oh my God, there's no way I'm going to be able to get past this. I might as well go all the way around to the bottom of the mountain and just take another pathway up. When sometimes all we need to do is move the log, or maybe just move a little bit around it. We don't have to go all the way back to the bottom and start over again. And this is part of the problem. I think a lot of it is due to confidence. A lot of it is due to doubt. A lot of it is due to the doubt that becomes an obstacle. We take doubt and we create an obstacle out of it. And we just say, hey, this is the reason why I can't do this. This is the reason why I cannot reclaim my life right now. Because this is right here. It's right here in front of me. And I'm not even going to think about how I get it out of the way. I'm just going to sit here and stare at it. We have to, at some point, take obstacles for what they are. They're just something that's there. They can be either moved out of the way, or we can just move a little bit to the left, or move a little bit to the right, or sometimes climb directly over it. When I introed into this, I said, you're doing 70 miles an hour, and then there is a sign that says, speed bump, 2 feet ahead. Now, you got a couple of choices here. You really got a couple of choices here. I would not suggest that you just go faster and go over it. I'm not going to suggest that you just come to a screeching halt and make the car turn all around and just avoid it, but you've only got 2 feet. At least try to slow down. At least try to think that you need to get past the obstacle. Okay, in this case it would be the speed bump. Many of us, we create our own roadblocks. We create our own obstacles because I think subconsciously it's that whole, well, I don't want to do the hard work. Let me just make this appear. Now, obstacles don't have to be physical things. Obstacles can be people. We all have a sense of people that are getting in the way. We all understand that there are people that, for whatever reason, don't want to see us go any further. And they will become that obstacle. And they will constantly move to keep you from going this way or that way. They'll constantly get in the way. but we have the power to remove them no matter what title that they hold in our lives. The important thing that you always have to remember is at the end of the day, you are the most important person in this universe. So if you find that someone is making you unhappy, that has become an obstacle in your way, is giving you bad feelings, and you know, we are a great litmus of people, our bodies are, because people give off a certain energy, we receive that energy, and it makes us feel a certain way. People that we really, really care about, that we love and love us back, as soon as we're around them, the energy level is attracted into us, and we have a good feeling about us. And then there are other people that as soon as they come within our circumference, it feels like there's a dark thunder cloud opening over our heads, and we get anxious and we get nervous. These are the people, this is your body telling you that I don't want this person around me. I don't like their energy. Depending on the title that the person holds, it may be hard, but let me ask you a question. What's more important to you? Suffering, not reclaiming your life, or removing a person from your circumference? You have to think about it. Again, like I said, this is not an easy thing to reclaim one's life. Just like that movie, it wasn't easy. Lots of weapons though, but we don't do that. It wasn't easy. It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of soul searching. It took the willingness to change. It took the willingness to not look at obstacles as something that will stop us, but something that we can overcome. So I think you start to see thread here. We have a lot of control over reclaiming our lives, and rightfully so. It's our lives. I think we should move on. I really think we should move on. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm hoping that so far you're getting some takeaways. I really do. So as we move along, I think it's very important that I talk about this thing that holds us back from gathering back the pieces and living that stellar life, that stellar existence, reclaiming our life, being the unique individual that the universe planned for us to be anyway. And that would be just the whole concept of carrying around excess luggage. Why do people do it? So I guess just to illustrate what I'm saying, if you want an all expense paid weekend trip to any place in the world that you want, one weekend, no expenses spared, you do whatever you want, what would you take? Most of us would take just the bare necessities and say, hey, listen, I'll just get the rest of the stuff. When I get to the other side, I don't feel like doing TSA. I just want to get on a plane, and I don't want to waste time. I just want to get there and have a great time, because this is a bucket list. I got to go someplace that I've always wanted to go. So no, I'm not going to sit up here and fix it. Well, maybe I'll take my favorite dress. Maybe I'll take that suit. I really, I want to look professional. Maybe a pair of sneakers. No, you know what? I'm just taking this stuff. I'll get stuff when I get to the other side. That's the smart way of doing it. But let's flip that around. Let's say you get that dream relationship, that you finally meet that person that you always wanted in your life. Let's say you get that dream job because the last job left such a bad taste in your mouth, you are so ready to try something new. Let's say you start to find new friends that you include into your circle, and you're so excited because that's what you've been waiting for. You just moved to a new town, and all your friends, you're stuck to phone calls, maybe the occasional visit here and there. But now you're meeting new people. You just got invited to a function. Now let's look at that weekend vacation. Why is it that when we're going someplace, we take the bare necessities, but when we get something that we really want, that's going to help propel us, that's going to help evolve us, that's going to make our life better, we take all of this excess luggage with us. All these things that serve no more purpose. We start a new relationship and we bring all of this baggage that there's no place to put it. This is a new relationship. There's no place to put this baggage in. There's no room for it. But we bring it along anyway. We get that new job, finally, career change, happy as heck. But we bring all of the bad feelings and the bad emotions that we had from our other job. We meet new friends, we're happy, we're doing things, we're expanding our network of friends. And we are so excited, but we think about the things, the slights that our old friends did to us, and we bring that into the circle. For many people, if you could visualize the excess luggage or the excess baggage that they bring into these situations, it would probably look like a fleet of SUVs with a whole bunch of stuff that nobody really wants but you. Nobody wants this excess baggage but you. You're the one that's lugging it around. You're the one that's bringing it into every situation that you can. You're the one that's bringing it into new relationships. You move into a new house with your partner and you say, hey, listen, you got some place where I can put this stuff? Well, what is it? Just stuff I've been carrying around for the last few years. Don't really want to get rid of it just yet. I'm hoping you can help me get rid of it, but let's just keep it here for now. It makes no sense. When it comes to excess baggage or excess luggage, when it comes to relationships, friends, associates, jobs, all these things, the stuff that you are carrying around, do you think that the people that helped you create this baggage, do you think they're carrying it around with them? Nope. They're not even thinking about it. You're lugging this stuff through your life. And if you're trying to reclaim your life, you're sitting down looking at these bags. You have to at some point decide, hey, listen, there's no place to put this stuff. Nobody wants this stuff. I can't even sell this stuff. Let me just throw it away. Again, this is one of those things that's going to take some work. I understand. Our minds are like the best data recorders ever. It's hard to sometimes make your mind say, hey, listen, this serves me no purpose anymore. I'm just going to throw it away. It's just not helping. You know, that big blowout that you had with your ex, you know, I'm tired of playing this over and over again. Let's just throw it out. We're with somebody new. They have no control over what happened at that point, and that point in time has no relevance to what's going on now. Let's just throw this away. It's useless. It's going to take some work. I don't mean to bring up the first offering of Protocol Evolution, but I go through ways that you can get over it. It's not easy, but again, anything worth having is never really easy. You've got to stop carrying this excess baggage away. You're hurting yourself. You're not hurting the other person by constantly reliving these instances and these activities and all these things that just have no relevance or reference point to what is going on in your life now. You have to throw it away. You have to decide, hey, listen, where do you guys keep the trash at? I'm getting on this flight. I'm going someplace new. I don't need all this stuff with me. If I need more stuff, I can pick up new stuff on the other side. When I get to my destination, that's when I can go shopping and just pick up new stuff. When we embark on new things, those are new experiences. They shouldn't be tarnished or disrupted or even destroyed in some cases by things that happened months, years, sometimes decades ago. You have to make a conscious effort to stop bringing your excess luggage that only you care about into many situations that there's just no place for it. I want to tell you once again, and I really hope that you understand this, that we've all been hurt. We've all been made to feel a certain way. We've all just basically sometimes felt that we were destroyed by other people. Sometimes it happens. But that moment is gone. We live in moments, moment by moment by moment by moment. That moment's gone. Move on. I can guarantee you that the person that caused that slight or that pain or that hurt, they moved on with their life. They're not sitting up there focused on what they did to you. You have to give yourself the benefit and just say, hey, listen, it doesn't serve me anymore. I can't fit this anymore. I don't like this color anymore. I don't like the way this looks on me anymore. I'm done with it. Excess baggage, be gone. Let's move on. I'm thinking that we have gone over some really great stuff. The whole seeking validation, obstacles, instead of just moving out the way or removing the obstacle, how we sometimes just sit and stare at the self-doubt, getting in our own way. We just covered all these things that we have to be conscious of. If we are out there going with the goal to recapture our life, our existence, to take away from all the people that are constantly beating us down and breaking us apart for their own use, for their own gain. If we are serious about that, then we should set that as being the goal. And that goal should be the fuel for you. That's the only fuel that you exist on, that you will exist on. And the reason why I say that is you have to, and I said this in an earlier clip, you have to begin to program this supercomputer, our mind, to help us accomplish goals. There's been many stories of scientists that have figured out equations during their sleep. People have figured out problems, be it social or financial, during their sleep cycle, because the brain is just like your computer. Your computer continues to work. It continues to calculate. If you just walk away from it, you don't have to be typing stuff in. It's continuously doing stuff, just like your mind is continually doing stuff. And your mind loves to figure out problems. It tries to find the answers. And there are ways by just setting the seed before you go to sleep. Some people do it via prayer. Some people do it via meditation. Some people do it as they're laying there going into their sleep cycle. Just tell your mind that, hey, listen, this is what I want. I want to reclaim my life. I want to be this person. This is my goal. This is my desire. And your mind will, believe it or not, come up with ideas to help you reach that goal. And we're just going to use the ideas that we've talked about so far as a cornerstone, just to hold everything up until you get to where it is that you want to be. So, with that being said, another thing that you have to always remember is that you have to keep balance. Work-life balance, balance as far as everything. This is what our universe is based on. The universe is based on balance. If it wasn't, what would happen is planets would just drop out of orbit and fall down. I don't know where to go. But suns or stars would just one day decide, hey, listen, I'm tired of this whole nuclear fission thing. I just don't want to do it today. I want to try something different. I want to make cold. Orbits wouldn't happen. I mean, the weather cycles on this planet wouldn't happen if it wasn't for the intricate concept of balance. And we have to keep that in mind. As much as we work, we need to play. As much as we play, we need to actually give back, to our loved ones, our families. As much positive there is negative. As much negative there is positive. We just try to live on the positive side of things. But with all things we do, we have to keep balance. You have to keep a balanced life. You can't, and I understand the zeal to go out there and realize a dream. Sometimes we've all heard stories of people that just don't eat, don't sleep, don't do anything until they figure out a way to reach that goal. Cool, I get it. But at the same time, we still have family, we still have friends, we still have loved ones, we still have a social network that we need to nurture. So in everything that we do, we need to keep balance. Yes, your mind, fuel, reach goal, I need to reclaim my life. But you need to enjoy life along the way. You're not built for suffering. No one is. It's just stress, it's toxins, it's poison that you bring into your body. So don't just stress yourself out. Yes, goal. I need to reclaim my life. But at the same time, I'm still going to enjoy my life. I'm still going to make sure that my life is indeed stellar. Balance, always important. In fact, just to bring it home and close out a personal story, just had my mid-year touch point with my boss / company, and my boss is director, and he calls me up. And as we're discussing, his first question was, how's everything going in your life? And, and I started talking about the job. He's like, no, I'm asking about you. How's everything going? It was weird. It was strange. But he explained, he was like, hey, listen, as much as I want you to do the job to your fullest capability, your fullest potential, I also want you to have a life balance. I want you to spend time with the family. I want you to go out there and enjoy yourself. It makes no sense to continually work and not have fun. If you go on vacation, hey, I want you to go out there and have a great time. You got PTO days, use them. Take the family out, go someplace, enjoy yourself, do something different, do something new. I want all the people that work under me to have balance. And you know what? In a strange way, that made sense. I was a little bit taken back because in my mind, I'm like, well, this is work. What I'm doing now is what I'm doing now. And what I do for entertainment or to unwind is what I do. But I see the clarity, the brilliance in that. Hey, if your life is balanced all the way around 360 degrees, guess what? Everything starts to fall in place. You're enjoying your life. You're having a stellar life. I'm going on and on about this, but balance, very, very important. Always keep that in mind. Don't be that guy walking a typewriter or that girl walking a typewriter and decide to look down and say, hey, I wonder what that line is doing. Ooh, boom. You don't want to do that. So always keep your life balanced. There's a war going on outside. No one is safe from. I didn't deliver it the way that Mobb Deep did in this song, but there is a lot of real talk in that rap lyric right there. There is definitely a war going on, and this is the reason why we need to fortify our minds and just to reach our goal of reclaiming our life. The crazy thing is that there's a constant war going on for control of our mind. I'm not talking about the, aluminum tin hat people. I'm being serious here. When a company wants you to buy a product, they bring in psychologists, they along with the advertising agency, and they spend all this money, and the goal is not just to make a little cool or fun commercial, it's to get you to comply and buy that product or that item. The media, as far as TV and entertainment, people don't spend, once again, millions of dollars just so that you can say, hey, that was really cool, thank you, loved it. They want you to go out there and the driving thing is to want you to go out there and see that or watch that or do that in the form of, entertainment as far as theme parks. I'm not going to say names, but there's big ones out there. And they spend millions of dollars to get people to come through their gates. This is a mental barrage. At the easy side, this is not too bad. But there are those that are close to us that actually play this same game, that actually will go out of their way to change our mindset to make us comply. We have to constantly, we can't stop it. There's nothing that we can do about it. It's been happening since the beginning of time, since we understood human language, since we understood the fact that, hey, listen, you have that, but I want that, be it money or pelts or farm animals or plants. I want that, so let me figure out a way to get that from you. This has been going on forever. We have to fortify our mind, especially from those that are close to us. Again, I seem to take the whole media thing out of my life. I really don't watch TV. I don't watch the news. Don't read newspapers. Rarely read magazines. I try to fortify my mind against that constant barrage of buy. But when it comes to those that are close to us, those that are in a circle, the game kind of changes because these people know your arsenal. They know your weapon status. They know you as a person. They know which buttons to press. They know what triggers you to get upset, what triggers some of the things that trigger you to make you happy, some of the things that trigger to make you sad. And these people will constantly, to fulfill their own selfish needs, to fulfill their selfish agenda, they will constantly attack you mentally, and you have to fortify yourself against that. You really do, because you'll never reclaim your life, because these are people that will constantly chip away at you just for sometimes at the very, I guess, base level, just to make themselves feel better, to make themselves feel important. So the fact that they're slowly destroying you, that they're slowly, eating away at your ability to reclaim, recapture, or basically just get a foothold on your life, that doesn't matter to them. All that matters to them is that they fulfill their needs. So how do we fortify ourselves against these people? I can't think of a better term, but these people that just want to destroy you. Because that's what they're doing, essentially. If you can't find the balance, let's go through the things. If these people become an obstacle, if these people are fulfilling your needs of self-doubt, when you go to validate yourself and they go ahead and say, hey, no, that's not what you should be doing. This is what you should be doing. You shouldn't focus on that. You should focus on that. Or on that instead. If these people are not being supportive to you, well, here's the deal. The first thing is you need to do is remove these people. Now, that may not be always possible. You can't remove a title. If someone is a parent, if someone is an aunt, uncle, cousin, brother, sister, and it happens in these relationships, or, wife, husband, you can't really just remove the title. In most cases, you can't. However, you can remove yourself. You can keep your interaction down to a minimum with that person. If once you feel, and our body, like I said, our bodies is a great litmus test to positive and negative energy. Here's the deal. If a person makes you feel uncomfortable to be around, if a person, as soon as you, like I said, as soon as you get around this person, you feel like you're going to be sick, your stomach starts going, and now you have all the signs and symptoms of having an anxiety attack, this person really isn't good for you. This person really doesn't serve the purpose of helping you elevate or bring yourself to a higher level. This person more than likely just cares about themselves, and that's why your body's telling you, like, I really don't like this, I don't feel good every time this person is around, can we go someplace else? You need to listen to that. You really need to listen to that, because what happens is you just help with the process, because now you're stressed because you're around this person. This person is now going to bombard you with just a bunch of negativity to get you to comply. Your mental state is already weakened. Again, and you're talking about people that already know the tools. It's like they'll say things that they know just is going to rub you the wrong way, just to put you off balance. See how everything comes into play here? Just to put you off balance so that they can fulfill their selfish agenda. There are tips and tricks to actually help in those situations where you just can't remove yourself. It just might be impossible. The easiest, like I said, is just to remove yourself from the vicinity. There's always an excuse. Hey, at the end of the day, there's a bathroom. So you can say, excuse me, I have to go use the facilities. I'll be right back. And take your time. And then, if possible, just avoid that person on the way out. Mantras. There's things that you can say. I don't know if I'm using the right word, but there's things that you can just repeat over and over in your head to actually help with the situation. Like, I'm an awesome person no matter what this person says. And if you just repeat this over and over and over in your head while this person is talking, hey, at the end of the day, when you can remove yourself from the conversation, what they said had no real bearing or meaning. This is something that I use to this day. I've been using that for years. I just, in the back of my mind, I'm awesome. I am freaking awesome. I am an amazing person. I am like the most unique person on this planet. And then that person, I don't know if you guys remember the old Charlie Brown cartoons. that person's voice just starts to sound like the teacher in Charlie Brown. All I hear is rah, 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 rah. Because I know this person from past experience, all they want to do is to get me to mentally break down and comply. So I just ignore you and reinforce in my mind, fortify my mind that I am an awesome person. Another trick is, since our minds are tape recorders anyway, they're like the biggest hard drives and they hold data and memories down to sometimes the sense of smell and taste. We've all had those memories where we're like, oh my God, I can almost taste that pie that my grandmother used to make. You can use that as a weapon. I talked about this in the first offering protocol evolution, where you just lock a memory by squeezing your fingers like that. Just squeeze in and think about an awesome time in your life. You know, when you was just like so happy and just super, super happy. And what you want to do is to lock that in, you want to squeeze that finger. Now, when you run into a situation with a negative person, and I do this again to this day, and it's so discreet, you just squeeze your finger and that triggers your mind to bring back that memory. And again, you have the Charlie Brown voice. Rah, 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 rah. It's not really making a difference, okay? These are just some of the weapons that you can use in your arsenal. I hate to use that word, but it is a war. It is a war. It's a war at the very least for your existence. Almost like that movie Wanted. It became a battle for him to find the person who he was. He got lost a little bit along the way, but he fortified his mind and made his objective or his goal his fuel. And again, let's take the gunplay out the picture. Awesome freaking movie. Awesome movie. He reclaimed his existence. Okay? That everyone else around him tried to take away from him. Okay? Keep that in mind. You have to fortify your mind and make this goal your fuel. Because what we're doing right now is we are reclaiming our existence. The path that we were always meant to walk from the beginning of our existence. So this is the part that sometimes saddens me, but we are getting down to the finish line. We're getting ready to close this whole thing out and just like put a bow on it and just pass it as a gift to someone who might be in need of actually recapturing, regaining, or capturing their life, their existence. Here's the deal. I can't put it any more simpler than this. You are in control. This is your life. Nobody else is in control of your life but you. We talked about this in the first offering. You can't constantly find ways to make somebody else the bad guy or hold someone else responsible for your life. There comes a time, I have people that will go out their way just to upset me. However, I've come to realize that, hey, listen, that's them. That has nothing to do with me. I am in control of my life. I make the decisions of where I'm going. I decide which goals I will make into reality. No one else actually ever figures into that. That's something that only you can do. This is the reason why we have to take the control of our lives out of the hands of others, because it serves no benefit except it gets the negative people or the people that are trying to control your life and get you to comply. It gives them a sense of power over you. And with all things where power is concerned, people, especially those of a negative mindset, will never allow themselves to willingly relinquish that, even if it means that it is for your own good. Almost like a bacteria or virus, that what they'll do is they'll invade the host and they'll just strip them of everything, take everything completely away from them, and just move on and just leave the host a mess. I can't put it any other way. So you have to always stay in control of your life. Stay in control of your existence. Stay in control of the path that you're steering towards your destiny. You have to take that out of the hands of people, because it's your life. Nobody just volunteers and says, hey, lead my life. Show me exactly what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. But once we become in this weakened state where we've been chipped at for so long, we kind of just like sad little puppy is like, hey, listen, can you show me what I'm supposed to do? No, that's not how it's supposed to be. This is your life. You came in here, as my grandmother used to say, you came into the world by yourself, you're more than likely going out by yourself. So make this life count. You have to decide mentally that that's what you're going to do, no matter what the background noise is saying, what other people are saying, what friends and family are saying, what any person on this realm of existence is saying. They don't understand how your life should be led. That's only something that you can understand, only something that you can speak to. So I'm always going to tell you, stay in control. Take personal responsibility. As I said in the first offering, anything that happens in your life, there is some way that you can find that you can readjust and make it better so it doesn't happen again. Sitting down, taking the time to put the responsibility of your life or the things that go wrong in your life in the hands of others and blame them constantly for this. No, you have to take some sort of personal responsibility. At the very least, you're not a tree. You can leave out of the situation. You can actually walk away from the situation. I mean, there's many things in my life that I constantly just have to be like, you know what, this doesn't serve me anymore. This is not bringing me any return on investment. This is not helping me. This is not helping me as a person grow. Because if it doesn't help you grow, what sense is it? Would a plant want to sit in sand because sand just has that cool color and that cool texture if it's not going to grow? Think about that for a second. It is a fish because it always says, hey, listen, people that live up on the land, they're having a great time. Do you expect the fish to say, hey, listen, I'm just going to go live on the land, you know, and at the end of the day, it's probably going to die, but it doesn't serve the purpose, okay? Again, at the very beginning of this, I talked about the eagle that came down and said, hey, listen, do you think I should become a predator and fly like really high? It's not going to happen, you know. It's nothing. No one that is sure of himself is going to seek validation from another sentient being. It makes no sense. Just do it. Be you. Stop the outside chatter. Stop the outside noise. Stay in control. Stay in control of your life because this is your life. If you haven't realized it yet, it's your life. It's not their life. It's not this one's life. It's not that one's life. It's not the person over there's life. It's your life. Okay? You have to stay in control. And the way that we do that is we fortify our mind, we take personal responsibility, and we stay focused on the goals. We just do it. We just go out there and do it. We don't ask people, can we do it? We do it. Okay? I think that, and I get a little passionate about this, because like I said, I've gone through it. I've gone through the people that claim that they have my best interests in mind, which basically turned out to be discovered to be haters or people that really never wanted to see me get far, or felt that I reached a level that was comfortable for them and that I should cease and desist. So I've been through it, and I know what it's like to, like I said, after the life-changing event, I had to basically reclaim my life, and that's why I'm sitting down here doing this now, because I understand the feelings of anxiety, the feelings of feeling lost, feeling like there's no hope, that, hey, listen, I'd rather be led because I can't think for myself anymore. I understand that, and yours may not be that extreme, and yours may be even more extreme. But I think that this video will help you find, keyword, important word, everything's connected, that balance to move forward and be the person that the universe, your higher power, your parents, when they saw you being born, actually had in store for you. You're greater than at any stage, no matter where you are in your life. I think that person, you are still greater than that. You can still do more. You can still push forward and uncover another layer of yourself that is just awesome and amazing. But you have to be in control to do that. You have to want to willingly go out there and reclaim your life. And I keep on bringing up this movie, and if you haven't seen it, maybe you should watch it. Maybe you shouldn't watch it. It's completely up to you. But this movie kind of highlighted that for me, which is what made me sit down and want to do this clip, because there's so many of us that at different stages of our lives need to hear the message that, hey, listen, you're greater than this. Go out there and be greater. And just ignore all the people that are telling you that you're not. So, admittedly, I just got a little passionate, but I think that's a good thing because it shows it shows that this is what is important to me, is that people reclaim their lives. Like I said, I've gone through it. I know what it's like to be unsure, and with people in the background helping you be unsure, keeping you off balance. I just hope that this brings some value to the people that are watching, that spending the time, and I thank you for that. Time is the one thing that we never get back. We can't recycle. It is what it is. So if you're taking the time to watch this, I definitely want you to have some takeaways. I definitely want to see some value be given to you. I definitely want to see a return on investment. I actually want to do more of these. It just happened to be that a movie triggered me to sit down and do this Protocol Evolution, and we've actually tagged an old project that I used to do years ago when I kind of began to find balance. Church of Real Talk. Not that denominational, has nothing to do with higher powers. My belief is in the universe and positive energy, and that's all that's important to me. However, no disrespect is intended for those that do have a faith-based religion, that believe in a higher power. As I've said, and I'll say this again, whatever keeps you a positive person, whatever keeps you on a positive path, I am 120% in support of. We're definitely going to do more of these. Again, I only want to sit down and do these when I can find something that will bring value to the person that is watching that. Watching that clip, watching that episode, watching that standalone. We just want to give more offerings, and I think that we're going to keep the Church of Real Talk, because at the end of the day, this is the reality. This is real talk. This is the way the world works. And I don't want to sugarcoat it, and I don't want people to think, hey, everything is going to be all right and everybody's got your best interests in mind. I never want to be that person. I want to be honest with you and let you know that, hey, listen, there are some people out there like that, but there's a whole lot of people that just don't think on that level. And I think that if we can fortify our mind with that information, that knowledge, that, hey, listen, like his grandmother said, not everybody has your best interests in mind. I think if we can keep that at least as our basic weapon, I think that we'll be all right, and that we'll just continue to build on the skill set to make ourselves bigger, better, faster, stronger. I think this is a good place to end this. And again, I want to thank you for your time. I'm Lewis Robinson, and thank you for joining us once again in Protocol Evolution. Love you guys.
We're all here to do what we're all here to do.